Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, today in the arena. Another take on mono black. If there's one thing I don't really get tired of playing, it's various mono black decks. My very first deck in Magic the Gathering 1.5 billion years ago, when the dinosaurs ruled the earth and nightmares flew around in the sky, was mono black. It might have had over 200 cards in it. We don't need to talk about the things I did before I knew the fundamentals. The first Pro Tour I played Bad Moon. That's a black card. Look it up. Anyway, this deck is like a zombie aggro tribal, but it does have some adjustments, and it tries to go for a slightly grindier game plan. The guts of the deck, the shell of the deck, comes from Simon Gertzen, who made the top 8 of the Innistrad set championship over the weekend. Congrats to him. And it unlocked a few cards for me that I didn't usually play in mono black for. It's kind of like a sacrifice mono black zombie deck, and the cards that were sort of I hadn't thought about it that way before. Undead Butler is a big one. 1 and a black for 1/2. When it enters the battlefield, mill 3 cards. When it dies, you may exile it. If you do, return target creature card from graveyard to hand. Simon ran 3 of these. I'm running 4 today. And then you also have Fellstinger and Shambling Ghast. The biggest problem I had in Zombie Tribal was having another thing to sacrifice to Fellstinger. Most of the time I had Shambling Ghast. I might have Jadar, but it's kind of a risky legendary to play. And then I wasn't sure what else I wanted to play that I would actually sacrifice. So most of my builds ran the 2-mana 3/3, Graft Reaver, and just tried to get them dead, Skyclave Shade, things like that. But this version runs the Butler, and the Butler is pretty good at its job. The mill 3 usually hits a creature. When you sacrifice it to Fellstinger, you can exile it and get a creature back. It's essentially like you drew 3, and it also puts a zombie body on the battlefield, which grows your champion of the parish. So it also, if it dies while Headless Rider is on the battlefield, it makes another zombie. It's a good glue card, and I was excited to play with it some, so we had to run it today for all of you. And while we've done various zombie builds before, it's something that doesn't, in my opinion, get too old. Instead of running too many Infernal Grasps, Power Word Kills, and 24 lands, we're running 23 lands and 3 Hagra Maulings. This means we don't have to miss land drops, but we still have this effect when we need it against cards like Goldspan Dragon, Hullbreaker Horror, Leer, etc. So I think that's a pretty good adjustment to the mana base. We also have 1 Field of Ruin for the best of 1 Facebook things that still happen. 1 Hive of the Eye Tyrant, because when you draw 1, it's good. When you draw it later, it's bad. And the Faceless Haven mana base, because this card is still pretty darn busted. The rest of the deck, just get them dead and hopefully have a Meat Hook Massacre if you're against white, or as a way to kind of burn them out against Izzet. And 4 copies of Tainted Adversary is a lot of Mythic, but this card is pretty crucial to the deck. You need that extra oomph in the mid game if you get swept. You need to recover well, and we have 3 Lulths and 4 Tainted Adversaries to try to rebuild our battlefield and swing across for lethal when the time comes. What I absolutely love about the deck is it doesn't usually seem to run out of value. Undead Butler and Fellstinger as a tag team just kind of keep things turning, whether it's the Butler like milling a Fellstinger and then getting a Fellstinger back to play for later, or the Fellstinger sacking the Butler to get back another Fellstinger. Like the cards just keep flowing, and that's what I enjoy the most in any kind of aggro deck, way more than the kind that play their hand and hope to win. And what you'll see in this video is that the matchmaker is rigged. It didn't want to pair me against much other than other black decks. I think I play 4 or 5 black decks in a row. That's a lot, but the games actually turn out good, and there's some really close suspenseful moments that I'm not going to spoil the ending of, but it's very fun. And before the video's over, you'll get a taste of this deck versus mono green and this deck versus mono white, just so that you know exactly how that feels. So without further ado, let's dive in. Let the zombie nonsense begin. All right. Ghast Butler ? When it dies, you may exile it to return a thing. God, this hand might do nothing, but I guess we have Haven. Let's see what happens. Ghast on Ghast action, land on land. Not what you want to see. Interesting. Let's drop the Butler, not attack with the Ghast. We got a Reader, maybe. When it enters the battlefield, mill 3. What do we get? There's a champion of the parish, a headless rider, and a fell stinger. That's a lot of value. Do we want to give them the treasure? I have a feeling they're just going to block and deadly dispute anyway. Giving them the option is probably bad. Let's not. All right. The perfect opening for them so far. Let's see if they can pay it off. Do they have the Lulth? Sphere of Annihilation for 3. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile this, and creatures and planeswalkers mana value less than or equal to the number of void counters. Ah, that is a very stupid card that looks pretty good right now. Let's attack. Let's play the Stinger and draw with the Butler so that we can get another Stinger. Lots of value. We are reloaded. They've got a Haven, we've got a field. They play nothing. Let's do it like this. This card exiles from graveyards too. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile all creatures, planeswalkers with mana value equal or less than the void counters in graveyards. Okay, sure. All right, we did hit a creature. So if this dies, we get a Jadar. But man, the lands keep coming, don't they? Okay. How many sweepers you got in there? So, we can attack with a Haven and then play a Jadar. It's a little risky, but I think it's the line. If they have a removal spell, let's get it out of them. We gotta start hitting them sometime. Okay, they've got an eye twitch. Nothing else, though. Let's get some more cards. Hopefully not lands. Okay. So many lands. Let's hold. Could use my own meat hook for sure. Curtains. Okay, let's see if they go to activate that. They do. So we can grasp it in response so that they don't get that ability to trigger. Attack, I dare you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 2 activations for the adversary. I think they have another sweeper, don't you? But we do have Haven on the follow-up. And if they don't have the sweeper, they're in big trouble. Summoning. All right, 4 cards in hand. They played a hook on just 1 creature, and they played a Sphere of Annihilation. If we play the adversary, I think the odds of Blood on the Snow are really good. If I pass, they might play it without any of that happening because we do have good pressure. So I think we hold back. We are not at risk of curtains getting us because we have the maulings. Let's make them sweep this board. Okay, they go for the summoning, which I think is fine. I think we can still power up Havens and attack. If they double block the Fell Stinger, that's okay. Good lord. I think I can still make them sweep this board. All right, they're just gonna chump. They're buying time, so am I. I'm trying to get out of this flood and apply pressure without giving up the house. We're down to 10 from the frickin' hook. And they're at 16. This thing is killing us. There's the blood on the snow. They get the curtains. I would love to wait until they're about to activate it to kill it, but I think the play is to do it now so we can attack with both Havens. We do this, then they build a board, then we build a big board with our Tainted Adversary. Can also make this play, because we drew this. Pretty good for applying more pressure. Is a potentially lethal attack. Okay. Down to 8. Opponent on 12. A deck with God knows how many sweepers and plenty of creatures. Just the amount of time they're thinking about casting their creatures, you know they have another sweeper. You know in your heart. If we go 3, power up, yep. The mana's right. I got a land for you. Down to 7. Opponent to 6. I go to 6 as well. And probably fetch mascots. Nope, sciences. Opponent goes up to 7 from Jadar. Still a lethal board. Deadly Dispute. Keep on drawing. They've had 3 of those. We've had 2 stingers. I hope they've drawn as many lands as we have. Ooh, digging with sciences? What's going on here? They must have another hook. Oh, more curtains. If they activate that, they're so close to dead. And it gives me a card. If I draw a removal spell, they're out of here. Butler. Okay, they have another eye twitch. Is that the 3rd or 4th one? 3rd one. Just keep it going. There isn't a lot else to do. Okay, if they block here and they take 6, they're at 3. This dies. This dies. They're at 5. Is it worth giving up another Jadar? I don't think so. We're at 6. We're about to go to 4. All I need is one of my hooks. We're halfway through the deck, by God. We did mill one. This has been the saddest, slowest death if we lose this game. It's been so bad. It's been brutal. Just one person with a hook, the other without one. Nothing else matters. Grasp, good. Couldn't use that anyway. Lulth, okay. I think we save this in case they play another Graveyard Trespasser. So blood on the snow, at least it gets me another creature. Why not? Why not another hook? I do think they have another snowland. Oh, now they have a haven. We've got to watch for this haven. It's potentially lethal. Snowland, I mean, I think they have another blood on the snow. They had to check their graveyard for a reason. But what are they thinking about deploying here? It's probably a creature. Oh. Sphere on 0? Why? Oh, because of the tokens from the Tainted Adversary. Okay. Let's give it to them. Okay, they want to trade. Because I'll trade, because that's a lethal threat. I do want to trade. I do not want them to have that. All right. So we play this. We play this. Sphere gone. Land off the top for the opponent. Down to 2 now. Okay. This is getting absurd. I do still think they have blood on the snow. But at some point you gotta throw the haymaker. But let's hold back the ghast. Tense. Easy. Alright, can I draw something that isn't a frickin' land? There we go. But we've got Shambling Ghast and they've got top decks. 23 cards in the deck. It's nighttime. Let's hold this in case they get another one of these. Not sure I want this trade. Field of Ruin off the top for the opponent. Come on! What is this? If I was the only one with a hook, I'd power that up in response to get the hook effect. All right, there's only one swamp left in my deck. I'm sure we're gonna draw it. We have to draw it. Oh god, the hive. That's lethal for them. We're gonna draw that swamp. It's the only one left. We're definitely gonna draw it. We need to hold on to have, like, if we draw another creature, it's potentially like we're still in the game. Powerful. But we need to block this hive. Can they draw the win? Wow. So these die not at the same time. They die individually. So the triggers will go on the stack individually. So I shouldn't die to the hook. It should be lose one, gain one, lose one, gain one, lose one, gain one. I think I had to hold this back. But let's see what they do with this hive. I might lose for a little mistake here. Yeah, I'm gonna lose now. Ah, shoot. I needed to hold back the shambling gas and I totally forgot. I'm gonna lose to the hive because I don't have enough blockers anymore. Well, I had played well up until then, huh? I mean, I hung in this game, and it was a good game. But that was a pretty dumb move at the end by me. I always hate putting games like that out into the world. Makes me very sad. But let's see if the opponent spots it. We also need to throw a bluff, so we'll do this. And this, and then we'll decline. And try to bluff them, which probably won't work because they have to go for it anyway. But yeah, should have held back the shambling gas and I'd have a shot here. Attack all buttons should be banned. All right, Matchmaker says we have to play mono black every single round because they don't know what to do with our deck. But let's see if that holds. Marshmallow land ready for action. Yep. Matchmaker doesn't know what to do. Last time I didn't make this trade. This time I'm gonna try it. I'm trying to learn what the right thing is for the spot. Black and white. Not snow either. Weird. Very weird. What you got? Okay. That's the, I mean, that's a play you can make. I can still exploit the stinger. If you had exiled the stinger, I couldn't, like, really exploit anything very successfully. I don't know. But we got their treasure. And they're on 2 land. I wonder why they didn't block with that if they're on 2 land. Well, we've got a champion of the perished. Get to remember how that card works. Are you insane? Okay. Okay, if you were gonna do that, it makes sense. I for a second they were acting like they were gonna attack with Bolt's eye twitches. I'm like, have you lost your mind? Give it to him. They take it, so they have another Rite of Oblivion. All right, sciences. Do you think they have a meat hook? pretty good draw. It'll probably get Rite of Oblivion, but it's a pretty good draw. We've got a handful of spells. I'm sure one of them is Rite of Oblivion. I don't think that solves all your problems here. Deadly Dispute, okay. Optimistic. You've got 8 life. How do you survive? Okay. Sacks the treasure. Dies. Haven does it again. On the play. Rock and roll. On the play, I'm really tempted to play this tapped. Because we're trying to get to Lolth. But I could draw a lot of land in a row. I think I'll have another opportunity to play it on turn 3. Because I might be playing this into this. It also doesn't help me power up Haven on 4, which I might really want to do. Alright, 3 straight black decks. Matchmaker sure knows how to keep it fresh. We got Jadar on Jadar action. It's almost a free attack to attack with my Jadar because it makes them think we have 2, but what if they have 2, right? Then I guess it's not so free. Let's get this down. Not worth taking a turn off to have that for later. Whenever a zombie dies, look at the top card of your library. If it's a zombie, you may reveal it, put it in your hand. If you don't, you may put it into your graveyard. It's a scry scam. Let's see if it draws a card here. Nope. But they do keep on top. Do I have to maul that thing, or can I ignore it? Is it too much value to ignore? Let's see if they trade it. Takes it. They value that thing highly enough. I think we hold up the mauling and see what they do. We want to create a good board for Lolth. Kill it. Did they draw a zombie? They draw a Shambling Ghast. Maybe I should have done... So I think if I did it again, didn't think about this until this happened, but I could have mauled it when I knew the top card wasn't a zombie to make sure they didn't draw a card. Should have done that. Should have mauled it when I knew their top card was not a zombie. Okay. Zombo's arriving on the scene. Let's get creepy.
what I demand.
Get an extra counter on Lolth this way.
And I'm the generous one.
Scoopsies. Oopsie scoopsie. Ooh, champion of the parish in the opening hand. I didn't know that could happen. Hey, first time we don't play against black, and guess what? It's white. But no turn one play means there was stick though, so they have a portable hole. Hopefully they decide to play the portable hole now and mess up their 2-drop, but we'll see. Let's get Jadar down. Jadar making a 2/2 every turn means that next turn the Perished can grow to like the same size it would be anyway. Voice of the Blessed. We're doing cleric stuff, life gain stuff. Get these down because there might be a Rodane. Let's let them make this decision before they see. Okay, there is a creature down there. So if the butler dies, we can get a shambling ghast. Or we could let this go to the graveyard and let a butler get the butler later. Alright, do they have a way to gain life? Not yet. That's key. We could hook for 2 now. Give up our own Jadar, but butler can get it back. Let's attack first. We could also attack with everything, and if they block here and here, we can hook for 1. That doesn't actually save anything, because these would be dead. Maybe we attack with a... We could attack with a butler. I'd rather the butler get the Jadar, though. I just think these are too dangerous to leave alive. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Alright, they must not have a life gain thing. If they don't have a life gain thing, are these things even dangerous? If I do it for 1 here, I lose the Jadar. I think what we learned here is that they don't have life gain. Wish I'd just played that first. I didn't think they'd block. Didn't even cross my mind. Okay.
Consider yourself fortunate our motives are alive.
Oh, they're not going to defend Soren well.
You can deal
Block,
with
block.
I'm busy.
They could double block the Haven. Alright, they're keeping their board.
I will let this be over.
They'll probably tax the hook once they see it. That's a really good draw for them here. But it does give us a few more turns to set up our hook. We just need to get 2 more lands. Shambling Ghast can be one of them with the treasure. They're holding back the voice. They're nervous, sire. Send these. Wow. I'm starting to think they have a wrath. Like, they don't seem afraid of me building my board at all. I'm really curious what they have up their sleeve. Agadeems. All right, the voices are growing. Land off the top. Give them some of the business. I have some sneaky meat hook shenanigans. It's a little face up, but we'll see. Oh yeah, block, baby, block. Kill it. And grow the champ to the moon. So if that dies, it can get elite or voice. Good lord. And attacking. No fear. What you got? All right, voice comes back. Not a ton of life gain triggers, just this one. There's a pyre. You're gonna sack your voice? All things considered, we're in a pretty good spot. This is a spirit, right? So this can get a Skyclave apparition for the champion if they're running a version that runs the apparition. I guess we're gonna find out. That Nighthawk keeps attacking. Brave. I would call that very brave. Ooh. Yeah, that's a draw. They're not dead, but they're taking so much damage that I don't think they see a way out. On the draw. But the hand is... hand is pretty close to being absolutely hot. Of course, we have no removal. If you're on the draw with no removal, you gotta find a way to outscale your opponent. Champion of the Parish staying alive could do it. No play for 2 turns? So next turn they're not going to have any. They're not going to be able to like play creature and Blizzard Brawl on this, but we could get in for the most damage if we play the Ghasts here. But if we play the Jadar, then on end step we get a counter 2/2, end step 3/3. This is 4/4/5/5. That's pretty big, but still Blizzard Brawlable. Let's go for max damage. If we draw a land, we might really want to, like, play Fellstinger, too. They've got to have a Mammoth. Or a Tracker. A Prowler? Okay. Can we get bigger than a Prowler? Not exactly. I guess if... we don't have another creature to play... If we get a treasure here. Let's play this. It can trade with the Prowler. It makes this a 4/4, so it can attack. Let's attack with everything. If they block one, good. Being mana screwed sucks. I'm sure they'll have a fight spell. I'm sure they'll have a Blizzard Brawl and my champion will die and then they'll exile it. They take it all. This might be a game where I have to figure out how to burn them out with Fell Stingers. Get their life total low enough and then hit them with Fell Stinger into Fell Stinger. We gotta get them to like 4. Or we have to draw a hook. No Blizzard Brawl. You're telling me there's a chance. Yeah, let's kill it. It has vigilance, so blocking now keeps it from blocking later. We gotta keep this thing growing. If we play the Jadar, it doesn't grow the champion because it's a human. It doesn't grow it until the end step. We got chump. Look at those 3 lands. Shuffler's fine. Chariot. Another troll. They would have played Chariot last turn if they had it. Alright, let's kick one of these ghasts. You're out of there. Let's go target player. I think we target me. I know that their life total's kind of low. Let's see. If we kill this and they're at 7, we're attacking for potentially lethal. It's really close, but I'm going with me. It's just too risky to give them all the cards that they could ever want, and they don't have a Blizzard Brawl right now, and that's a big reason we're still in this game. Alright, they go to 2. And we got another Fell Stinger in hand. Probably should have taken the Shambling Ghast so that if somehow I lose every creature on my board, I have something to back up a Fell Stinger. Nah, that's not important. It can Fell Sting itself. Never mind. Sting them. Who needs land? Pew pew. Not the most aggressive hand I've ever seen. Let's try it out for science. See if Undead Butler and a Headless Rider is a keepable hand of magic in Constructed. 3 Headless Riders. Shuffler's fine. Ass Pirate. No blocks here because next turn we'll have the Rider and we can get more out of it. Hope they don't kill it. Okay, double Ass Pirate. Always nice to see. Thick Usha. Kill it. Trades back just fine. We get a pair of 2/2s and a creature from the graveyard. Do we want another Headless Rider? I think I'll take another Undead Butler. Play you. And we got a lot of blockers. If they go Thick Haven, I mean, I'll block and kill that too. I give 0 foxes. If they kill the Shambling Ghast, I'll kill their Luminar Gas Pirate, so I don't think they will. Okay. I think we just grab the cheapest one. We don't want too many 3s. Beautiful. I still think I'll have a chance to kill an Ass Pirate next turn with the Fell Stinger with the Headless Rider on the battlefield. But that was another thing we could have done, is pitch this... Oh, okay. They're building up around the gas, which is smart. We're going to have to take the fight to them. We draw the hook. That'll do. That will do. I don't think they'll block any of this, so we'll attack first. -1/-1, finish the Usher. Make the zombies. Go up to 15, 16, drop the opponent to 11. Oh yeah. This was great. Opponent's not done fighting, they've got a Brutal Cathar. Good, I'm not done with them either. Rawr. They're coming to get you, Barbara. Zombies love chasing down white humans. Sacrifice the Shamla Gas, kill the Luminarch Aspirant, target the opponent, drop him to 5, attack him with everything, more than dead. And we are back for the post-games wrap, and let's check out the stats powered by Untapped.gg. 5-2, 100% win rate on the play. That's what you're looking for. Just get out there and smash them. 71% win rate overall. The deck held its own in today's matchups, and of course, with only an hour of playtime under our belt, it is a small sample size, but does show a decent amount of potential for the pile, especially considering all the other black decks that we kind of clashed into. Playing a less proven deck against decks that are, you can assume they've been playing longer in the same color when you win those games feels particularly good. And Undead Butler was really good to me. I think that this card might be incredibly underrated as a value card. I'm going to want to try it in my Blood on the Snow piles, maybe something a little slower, mid-range or grindy. So yeah, as it's an uncommon, so it's not going to cost you too much. So that's always nice to see when there are playable uncommons that you guys can get into easier. So I encourage you, if you want kind of an aggressive slant to your mono black nonsense, go give Undead Butler a try. This card seems like it's poised to break out. We also got a lot of good trades for Headless Rider, and Jadar did a good job providing damage throughout the day, although several times a little lackluster for Jadar, and I wish I had Skyclave Shade instead. That happens, but overall, this card's all right. Headless Rider I thought was very good. We, especially against players who weren't quite sure how to handle trading and combat with this on the board, I felt kind of dirty with how much we smacked them around. So yes, if you want a little change up on ladder and you want to play some zombies, try this one out. This mono black zombies can definitely put a hurt on the opponent. So thank you for watching this video. As always, I'll see you in the next one. You're cool.